Hello and welcome to the Mindset Coach podcast, the show where coaches and coaches-to-be tune in to learn how to integrate mindset coaching tools and neuroscience-based techniques into their practice and grow and scale a coaching business they love. I'm your host, Lara Young, founder of the Mindset Coach Academy, author of 52 Adventures to Change Your Life, award-winning business owner, coach and coach trainer. Tune into this podcast each Friday, free on all the podcasting apps, and click to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And remember, mindset is everything. Hello and welcome to the second part in our 7 Mindset Hacks for Success episodes. Now, last week we covered off the first 3 mindset hacks, so let's get started and dive straight in to mindset hack number 4. Now, remembering here, we're talking all about achieving outcomes, and mindset hack number 4 is that if you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got. Now, this is so true, and it really does lead on from mindset hack number 3. Now, this is really all about stopping and taking stock of the results you're achieving and making changes in your behavior to get better results. We're constantly learning, we're constantly evolving. There is no failure, only feedback. And we don't want to keep going on that same track if we want to improve. You know, business is all about, I think one element of business is all about that continual improvement. How can we continue to grow and develop and, deliver more effectively for our clients to achieve the better results for ourselves in our business? Now, the results that you're getting at the moment are based on your current action. Whatever you're doing at the moment is leading to results that you get. Equally, whatever you're not doing at the moment is also leading to the results that you're getting. So what we really want to do is to change the way that we think about the way we behave in our business and the results that we're getting. So let's explore it. There are some key things that we know will always happen as a result of an action we take. Now, this is what we call fixed means and fixed ends. Now, this means that there are things in your business that you know that if you take an action, you're going to get the same result every single time. And these are great things to have because they kind of underpin, some of our systems and processes, for example. You know that if you send out a certain email or if you post a certain thing on social media, you're going to get the same results every single time. If you deliver a certain talk or a certain training, you're going to get the same results every time. Fixed means and variable ends, they're kind of like wishful thinking. And there's a saying, isn't there, that insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, which means that basically you're expecting to run one behaviour and get different results as a result of that behaviour. But of course, you're going to get the same results. Now, the next is variable means and fixed ends. Now, what this leads to is flexibility. So what this means, of course, is that you really want to achieve a certain outcome, but the way that you do that, you're flexible in. You've got variable ways of doing it. Now, by carefully defining your outcome, you then do what is ever in your power to achieve it. And so we know in coaching, of course, that having that behavioural flexibility with our clients and also having a great range of techniques to use with our clients is very, very powerful. At the Mindset Coach Academy, that is why we teach so many different modalities, because the way in which one client responds is not necessarily going to be the way in which another client responds, even if they come to us with the same presenting problem. Now, the next example is variable means and variable ends. So you're using different techniques that lead to different results. Now, this is all about creativity. And this is where you start to say to yourself in your business, let's see what happens. Let's try this. Or when you say to yourself, there has to be a way of doing X. There has to be a way of achieving this goal. And so when you've got all of these different components, then you're building that flexibility. And I want you to think about, if there's been an outcome or goal that you have wanted to achieve for some time but haven't, I want you to write down everything that you've done so far to make it happen. And then I want you to think of ideas for what you could do to make it a reality. And ask yourself, how can you apply flexibility and creativity to move you forwards? How can you think outside the box? How can you apply some blue ocean thinking, to be flexible? What are all the ways that you could achieve this goal? That moves us nicely onto mindset hack number 5, because sometimes we're so fixed with doing things the way we have in the past that we don't let those opportunities for creativity and flexibility in. So, mindset hack number 5 is my past does not control my future unless I live there. So, there's a there's a general concept that I think it's useful for all of us to try on, which is that we can learn from the past, live in the now, and look to the future. Now, if we dwell on what's gone wrong, on opportunities missed, or loves lost, or mistakes made, we can't move on from feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or in that negative feeling place, right? We're focused on what's wrong and all the things we didn't do that we could have, would have, should have, then we get stuck. It is not an emotion that's empowering or resourceful. What we want to do, of course, is to benefit from our experiences and achievements and use these to move forward and use them to design and build our future, the amazing future that awaits us or that is already now in the quantum field. Use your experience and achievements to actually create what it is that you desire. And it's so important that we focus on what's gone right and relish those feelings of accomplishment, joy, and satisfaction. Carl Jung famously said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." And so much of coaching is about choice, isn't it? It's about helping our clients and ourselves to recognize that everything that we do is a choice, whether that's at the conscious level or the unconscious level. We do have the ability to create a future, to create a life, to design a business that empowers and fulfills us and lights us up. And you know what? If ever you're feeling as though you are stuck and overwhelmed and that you can't move forwards or that something isn't possible for you, a great thing to do is to create an achievement log of all the things that you have actually achieved in your life. Write down everything that you've done, every goal that you've made a reality. And as you write down each one, take time to celebrate and give yourself a pat on the back for everything that you've achieved. Celebrating our achievements is so important as we build our self-esteem and our self-efficacy and just that knowledge that we can do anything that we set our minds to.
Like what you hear so far? Make sure you never miss a show by clicking the subscribe button now. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you, so thank you for your support. Now back to the show.
Mindset hack number 6 is you have all the resources you need to succeed. So you have the personal power to access within you whatever you need in order to create or achieve what you want. Resource is about the state, so the mental, emotional, and physiological state that you're in or that you can get into to make it happen. There are no unresourceful people, just unresourceful states. Now, what you think, how you feel, and how you carry yourself has a direct impact on how resourceful you can be. And we really want to tap into our most resourceful emotions, our most resourceful physiology. There's a real difference between how we feel when we're sitting up straight and we're, breathing deeply into our bellies. There's a difference about how we feel then when we're slumped over in, our body position is really relaxed and apathetic. You can literally read someone's body language, and there are certain positions and postures that are associated with confidence or motivation in the same way that there are body positions that are associated with someone being bored or apathetic. So really think about that mind-body connection and the emotional connection between being in those resourceful states, being in the states that you need to be in order to achieve your goals. Now, what you want to do as well is to start to acknowledge your skills, your knowledge, and your creativity. Develop the ability to, if you can do something in one area of your life, then you can apply that to other areas. If you're creative in one part of your life, you can apply that to your business. And this really sets you up, having that level of agility and having, tapping into all of your conscious and unconscious resources is so powerful for getting it done, for making it happen. Now, resources are positive, they're life enhancing, and they help you to succeed at whatever you put your mind to. Now, of course, we explore these in more detail in the Mindset Coach Certification Program and also in the Coach's Success Accelerator. But, for now, I want you to think about those times when you were actually in flow. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, one of the founding fathers of the positive psychology movement, talks about being in flow as that state where we've got appropriate level of skill and appropriate level of challenge. And, time just passes. We don't even experience time as going by. You look up from an activity and like, oh my gosh, is that the time? I've forgotten to have lunch. Because you're in that zone, you're in flow. And I know that you've all had times when you've been really resourceful, when you've been writing a blog post and it's all just come together, or where you're just like on fire with a coaching client, everything's going right. And you actually, in having done it once, you have the ingredients to do it again. And the key thing is to start to write down those ingredients, to write down, we call it a strategy, to write down that strategy. So what did you see? What did you hear? How did you feel? And what were you saying to yourself when you were in that zone? Because this is your recipe for resourcefulness. And you can do it in relation to any aspect. You can think about, what do I see, hear, feel, and say to myself when I'm motivated or productive or happy or calm? And you have the ability to tap into those inner resources and replicate them time and time again. This brings us to our 7th mindset hack. And this is that if someone else has made it happen, it's possible that you can make it happen too. Now, one of the key mantras that you can adopt is I can do it. Now, it's interesting because we often look for evidence to the contrary, when in fact, one of the quickest ways to dispel any beliefs about our own capability is to look to what other people have done and achieved and know that because a human being's done it, it is actually humanly possible. You don't have to look too far beyond the example of Roger Bannister, who broke the 4-minute mile. And then, of course, other athletes did it almost immediately afterwards because they knew that it could be done. Henry Ford has a great quote, or is attributed with saying, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And I know you see so many memes of this on social media. And it's really powerful, because you have the ability in your own mind to impact your state and your behavior and your levels of resourcefulness to be able to achieve anything that you desire. And the thing is that what you want to do is to make sure that you've got the intention and the action and the belief to make your goals a reality. Now, a great thing to do here is to think about role models. So select a goal that you'd like to achieve, whatever it is. It could be a goal in your business, a goal in your life. It could be a goal on social media. It could be a goal in terms of your clients or building a program, whatever it is. And I want you, when you've got that goal, to think of someone else who's accomplished the goal already. And I want you to think about and examine what did they do to succeed? What actions did they take? Start to pay attention. And I want you to ask yourself, and it's a bit of a mind read here, unless you can interview them, which is absolutely brilliant, how would they think, act, and feel? And just imagine what physiology would they be in? How would they be feeling emotionally? What would they be saying to themselves? What would they believe about the possibility? And then what you need to do is do that thing, right? And embrace the concept of progress, not perfection. Move forwards each day. Take a step each day. And the reality is that you are where you are now, and that is yours. That is your state of being at the moment. And that can change simply through a decision and a choice. Comparisonitis is the thief of joy. Compare ourselves to others. It's no good. The best thing that we can do is compare ourselves to ourselves. Am I more effective? Am I more productive? Am I more happy? Am I more joyful? Am I more grateful? Am I more fabulous than I was yesterday? And if you use yourself as your own benchmark, then that's a great springboard for achieving anything that you desire. And incremental progress is so powerful, right? Making progress, moving forwards. And as long as you're moving forwards and you're using yourself as your own best benchmark for success, then success really is inevitable as you move forward. Now, these mindset hacks are really useful to be able to guide you, and they're things to try on in terms of your own behaviour and your own thinking as you look to achieve your goals, as you work to achieve your goals, as you take inspired action, as you have intention to make whatever it is that you desire in your life and business a reality. So I'd love to hear what you thought of the 7 mindset hacks that will set you up for success. And I look forward to seeing you in next week's episode. Bye for now.
That wraps up this week's episode of the Mindset Coach podcast. Remember to join us next week for another episode and subscribe on your favourite podcast app. Leave us a review if you've loved it, share it with your friends, and I really look forward to learning how you're implementing the tools and techniques that you're learning here. Mindset is everything.